Aggie
College
Facts.
football fans, this is another episode of Aggie Facts with your boy Walt B. Today we're going to be previewing and predicting the Arkansas Razorback versus Texas A&M Aggies. I'm going to give you two different scenarios. One if Arkansas wins, one if A&M wins. I'm not a biased fan. I am factual. I'm real about how I feel about football. If a team is just flat out better than you, then ain't no point in talking about it. But I believe both teams are very talented, but I'm going to give you my pitch, my scenario, my opinions on what I think about how this game can go on both sides. Okay, Arkansas is a very good team. I think they're the better team at this point because they have experience. They have a year under the belt with KJ Jefferson, Rocket Sanders, I'm sorry, excuse the pronunciation, Rocket Sanders. The one thing that they do best, they use their weapons effectively. Rocket Sanders, hell of a running back. Very versatile, can catch, run, and he's very physical. You know, he can get you out of space, he can make you miss, or he gonna just flat out run you over. KJ Jefferson, big solid quarterback. He's not gonna go down off of one tackle. So at that point, he's a good decision maker. I'm not going to say great because, like I said, he doesn't have a lot of weapons to throw to. He does have decent receivers. But what Coach Sam Pittman does, he uses that to his advantage. He keeps the defense of the opposing team on the field as long as possible, wear them out. Defense comes in, they're usually fresher. They try to get them 3 and out, and then offense is back on the field to wear them back down. I looked at 3 of the games. I looked at Cincinnati, I looked at Missouri State, and I looked at their game against South Carolina. And what I've seen from them, the defense, they play aggressive football. But I do see weaknesses. And what I can say is, since this is the Arkansas's version of the scenario on what they have to do to win, what I feel like they're going to do, I feel like they're going to pressure Max Johnson. They're going to come down and man press the receivers. They're not going to give Max Johnson a lot of time to make decisions. They're going to pressure the run. They're going to swoop around the run, and they're going to try to cancel out Devon Achane. They're going to try to take away Anais Smith. So that means other playmakers have to step up on that Aggie offense. And from what I've seen so far with Jimbo and his offense, that hasn't been working within these past 3 weeks. They done what they done, and yeah, they got 2 wins out of 3 games. So Arkansas is probably gonna pound the football with KJ Jefferson and Rocket Sanders, and hopefully, they don't stray away from that. They keep pounding, using the screen, getting out quick hitches to receivers, getting the short yardage, because what we know that the Aggies do, they do not give up big plays. They give up yards down, probably a little quick hitch, everything underneath, so they don't get beat deep. So I believe Sam Pittman will use that to his advantage. And for my prediction from this scenario from Arkansas, if they sustain this and if they continue to be physical, they continue to use their offensive weapons and tools to their advantage, I believe they come out of this game winning by 2 touchdowns. I believe it'll be 31-20 Arkansas's way. Now, let's go on the flip side to A&M. I feel like this team is getting a little bit better every week. There's been a QB change from Haynes King to Max Johnson. Last week in the Miami game, we saw that Max Johnson did pretty good. They didn't stay on the field a lot longer than I expected, but he did sustain certain drives. They capitalized on turnovers. They did march the ball down the field and get a touchdown on their own without having to use a turnover. So that was a big step up from what was previously saw in the former 2 games from the Aggies with quarterback Haynes King. One thing that I think that they can do to actually win this game, they will have to mix up the run and the pass. They definitely have to get more than one running back out there, because I feel like Arkansas is definitely going to pressure Devon Achane. So I believe Amari Daniels, L.J. Johnson can come in, get a few touches, and they start rolling that train with the running backs. I feel like if they do stretch plays or they get pulling guards, I feel like Arkansas is definitely sustainable because it's hard for them to get east-west. Really, you got to punch Arkansas down the mouth and go straight up the middle. Their linebackers get sucked in a lot of plays. I saw that from Cincinnati. I saw that from South Carolina, and I saw that from Missouri State. That's why Petrino had so much success against Arkansas in moving the football down the field. Arkansas plays. They give a cushion out to their DBs. You know, they could play man, but they're going to give up everything underneath. They leave the middle of the field kind of open a lot of the times because they're so aggressive and they're blitzing. If Jimbo can get somebody in the middle of the field, sit down like a tight end, or you send a receiver downfield and get one on the dig or coming across in the middle, you're going to eat them up all game. They're very susceptible to screens and hitches. We have the playmakers to make them miss. So you have Evan Stewart, you have Anais Smith. You also have Chris Marshall, who you can give a big physical receiver that's tall, that's going to go up and get the football. We haven't seen much of them and what they can do in the actual game, but I feel like this game is going to be a lot of grow-up time for these young boys, especially with them being suspended from the game before with Miami at the last minute. So, defensively, I just talked about what they need to do offensively. And defensively, matter of fact, going back offensively, I feel like Max Johnson needs to use his feet like he did in Miami to extend plays, because Arkansas is definitely going to come up the middle, off them edges, and they're going to send guys. That's going to be that test. That's going to be a true test before we get to Mississippi State and Alabama. This game will show what we're going to do in the SEC, if we're going to step up, because I believe at this point, I feel like Arkansas is probably the team to beat in the West right now. Going defensively, right now DJ Durkin is really doing good. He's doing this thing with play calling on the defense. One thing about the defense, we definitely need to take away some of those penalties. We definitely need to get more 3-and-outs, and we definitely got to get some turnovers. I think that Durkin has to really come with the blitzes. He needs to put a spy on KJ Jefferson, or they need to run a 3-3-5 defense. I know he's going to mix it up. I know he's going to send players. I know he's going to drop. Now, I do feel like we need to go with the 3-down lineman like we did against Tyler Van Dyke and drop 8. Because when you do that, you really are covering up everybody, letting the D-line get to him. Now, the issue with that is that KJ Jefferson is 240 pounds and he can run. So you can either have a linebacker that's going to spy, make sure that they can get to KJ Jefferson in time, and we definitely have to cover Rocket Sanders. The man is a playmaker. But I feel like DJ Durkin is definitely going to have a game plan for these guys. I feel like we can go man up. Their receivers on Arkansas are very decent. They're not even really above average. They're decent. They're big, strong, physical, but they're not elusive. There's no downfield threat. You can give them up everything underneath, but I feel like our guys are good enough to run with the man-to-man all game long, just like we did with Miami, just like we did with Appalachian State, just like we did with Sam Houston State. I feel like there's no one team that's really separated themselves as far as receiver-wise. So with Arkansas, their receivers do block well downfield. Everybody, they use their size on that offensive line. They're big, they're physical, and they're going to come after us. And I feel like A&M's linebackers definitely need to get off blocks. They need to scrape. They need to do what they need to do in order to get to the ball. There's definitely going to have to be game tackling in this game alone, because Arkansas running back, quarterback, their players are not going down off of one tackle. So, with that being said, if A&M can control the ball, if they can do everything they need to do, A&M will win this game, I think, 28-21. And that is my prediction. So, tell me, what do you think about that? I would like to hear your comments, and I will definitely get back to you as soon as I possibly can. This has been another episode of Aggie Facts with your boy Walter B. Talk to me when you talk to me.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.